Hi guys, it's Brenda here. How's your summer going? Mine's been very busy. I mowed this morning and it was already getting hot outside, so I needed something easy for supper for my family, and I got to thinking about this casserole, and I thought this would be a good one to share with my YouTube friends. This is a recipe that my mom has made when I was a little girl, ever since I can remember. I know a lot of my recipes I say that, but my mom was a big influence in my cooking, the recipes that she used. This is called Johnny Marzetti. I don't know why it's called that. I don't know who Johnny Marzetti was, but it's just a really good recipe. It's easy, it's inexpensive. I have used this recipe. It's good to take to families. You know, I had a video where I spoke about ministry with meals, taking meals to people who need some encouragement, maybe need some help. This is a wonderful meal to take to families. It's also a wonderful freezer meal. I have done this most of the time when I make this casserole. I will just simply add a couple of extra cans of tomato soup and get 2 casseroles out of it. Then I fix half of it for my family, and then I freeze half for my family to have a meal some other time in the future. And it freezes well and it tastes really good. It is easy. I want to emphasize that. It's good to have a good hearty meal on the table on a day like today, when I've been outside a lot of the day and I've just been hot and I don't want to stand over the stove and cook a lot. So I'll show you my ingredients real quick, and then I will start cooking. Okay, so here's our ingredients. As you can see, the pound of hamburger, I use 90% lean. It's healthier, there's so much less fat, and I think it tastes really good too. Green pepper, an onion, a bag of egg noodles, 4 cans of tomato soup. The original recipe calls for 2 cans. I always add the 2 extra cans, and then I freeze half of it to have a meal in my freezer for later on. Also, I have found the best cheese that you melt on top would be Velveeta, but so cheesy. It's like half the price and it tastes just as good. And that's good for the budget. So I will slice this. I'll show you as I cook the meal, but I will slice this and lay slices of this cheese all on top to melt into that. You can just experiment with the cheeses that your family likes. I've also used shredded cheddar cheese. My family does not like that as well because it's not so creamy. So there's our ingredients. So I'm gonna have to chop the onion and green pepper. So I'll get busy doing that. So there's my peppers and onions. Can you see those? So now we're gonna go over to the stove, and we'll cook our hamburger and peppers and onions until the hamburger's done. And meanwhile, the water should be about, it's steaming, I can see right now. So, okay, so here I am at the stove. And this is my pot of water ready for the noodles. It's not boiling yet. I'm gonna add I have my hamburger in the skillet. I'm adding my onions and peppers. And my dryer just went off. It always does right when I get ready to start cooking. Okay, I've got my burner on. So I will add just a little bit of salt and pepper. And again, that is to your taste. Whatever your family enjoys, that's what you should cook for them. All right, so the hamburger and veggies are starting to cook, and they're looking really good, and they smell wonderful. Anytime you cook with peppers and onions, the smell is really good. And the flavor that they give to any dish is just amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cook up this hamburger, and I'll be back with you guys when it's time to assemble. Okay, so we have our hamburger and onions and peppers cooked, and I went ahead and put them in the bowl. And I went ahead also while my hamburger was cooking, and I got out my quart-sized freezer bags and put my green pepper that was left over. Remember, I didn't use all my green pepper, so the rest is in the fridge waiting for another meal. And I have a suggestion. I would recommend always keep, and I use the Ziploc brand of the gallon size because they are fuller and they weigh more, and Ziploc will not leak. So I use Ziploc gallon size freezer bags. Can you see that? And quart size freezer bags. So I would recommend keeping a box of each of those in your cupboard, because it's just a really nice way to be able to preserve, to keep your food fresh and not waste. Okay, so we have our burger and onions and peppers, and now I'm gonna put 4 cans of tomato soup, and I love the pop top cans. They are amazing, especially when you have to open very many for a recipe. So I'm gonna put 4 cans of this soup in here with my burger. Last can of soup is going in. All right, oops. So there's our soup. And I'm gonna give this just a mix. I'm just gonna stir this really well and get this, the soup combined with the burger. So that way you don't have to stir on your noodles as much, and they won't fall apart as badly. Because the more you stir something that's a fragile ingredient like a cooked noodle, the more it's gonna break down. So I get everything stirred and blended well. Then I take my noodles that have been drained and add them, and just kind of get it all incorporated. It smells so good. I wish you could smell it. This has been a hard week around our house. My husband is working a lot of overtime, so it's hard to plan meals. It's hard to have supper where he can enjoy it. So tonight I'm gonna have supper ready before he gets home, and if he wants to rest for a little while, he can just dip him some in a plate and warm that in the microwave, or however he wants to do it, but his supper will be ready for him. My grandson has a ball game tonight, so we're looking forward to that. I'm not sure if my husband will make it home in time, and that's one of his favorite things to do, so I hope he does make it home in time. All right, so here we go. This is my 9x13. I've already sprayed it with Pam. Now I'm gonna add my Johnny Marzetti. Try to do about half. I think I got the wrong pan out, because I'm gonna go ahead and put all of the Johnny Marzetti in this one, and then I might have to freeze it later. I should have got out a smaller baking pan to be able to do that, because this will feed way more. We have three of us living here. my husband and my daughter and myself. So this is going to be way too much for the three of us. But that's the pan that I got out, so that's what we'll cook. We'll just deal with it later. So here's my cheese. And it is room temperature, so it's very, very soft. And I got something on me. Tomatoey, yucky. Tastes good, but it doesn't feel good on your arm. All right. So I'm just gonna slice off slices of the cheese and lay it around on top of the casserole. I'm not sure why this corner piece broke off like that, but it'll be fine. All right. Do something like that. And as the cheese melts, it spreads. So there's a good bit of cheese in every bite. All right. And so there we have it. The rest of my cheese ready to put back in the fridge. All right, so our Johnny Marzetti is ready for the oven. I will bake this at 350 for about, I don't know, 20 minutes. Everything in the casserole is already cooked and done. The cheese needs to melt and get bubbly, and by baking it, it helps the flavors to blend. So probably 20 minutes to 25 minutes we'll bake this, and then it will be ready for serving. Okay, so here's our finished product. It's nice and bubbly and cheesy, and I thought I would just dip up a serving to show you all. You can kind of see how the cheese melts throughout, and that smells wonderful. So this is our Johnny Marzetti, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.